Trump is carrying out a major diplomatic purge. Approximately 24 ambassadors stationed abroad have been notified to leave their posts. This diplomatic earthquake shaking the world is being executed quite arbitrarily by the Trump administration, abandoning conventional norms, firing career diplomats, and leaving 80 ambassadorial positions vacant. On the surface, it appears to be the routine practice of a new emperor brings new courtiers, but in reality, it is a power gamble under the logic of hegemony, treating the international diplomatic stage as a showground to flaunt personal will. To understand how outrageous this move is, one must first grasp the division of roles among U.S. ambassadors. There are two types of U.S. ambassadors stationed abroad. One type is connections appointees, political ambassadors accounting for 30% of the total. Most of these are financial backers or confidants of the presidential campaign, equivalent to patronage positions awarded as rewards for merit. For example, someone who donated heavily to the president's campaign may soon be appointed ambassador to a friendly country. Their professional competence aside, their loyalty is unquestionable. Trump's N- law, for instance, was appointed ambassador by Trump himself. The other type, making up 70%, are career diplomats. They have risen through the ranks from the grassroots, proficient in foreign languages, familiar with policies, and well-connected. It is common for them to have worked in a region for over a decade, serving as the backbone of U.S. diplomacy. For more than a century, there's been an unwritten rule in U.S. politics when a new president takes office. It is normal to replace the previous administration's political ambassadors, but senior career diplomats are never touched. After all, no matter who is president, they need people who can get the job done. Yet the Trump administration has chosen to break this century-old balance, directly targeting these working diplomats with extremely heavy handed tactics. A single phone call serves as notification, with no reasons given or explanations provided, and only a short one-month deadline to leave, barely enough time to hand over their work. So why is Trump doing this? It involves three layers of power calculations. First, consolidating power and installing confidence to control diplomatic channels. For Trump, ambassadors are not representatives of national diplomacy but personal spokespersons of the president who must unconditionally obey his will. Career diplomats, while professional, adhere more to traditional diplomatic rules and may constrain his radical policies. Purging them is precisely to make room for his confidence. Second, retaliatory restructuring of the State Department. During his first term, Trump already lacked trust in career diplomats within the State Department, viewing them as part of the deep state that hindered the implementation of his policies. This mass dismissal is also a continued pressure campaign on the professional diplomatic system to strengthen the president's absolute control over the State Department. Third, the short-sighted policy orientation. The Trump administration is eager to promote unilateralism globally, and its policies require a diplomatic system that is obedient rather than professional. Simply put, what Trump wants is not diplomats who can get things done, but mouthpieces who will follow orders. This short-sighted logic treats diplomacy as a one-time transaction. The consequences of this move are extremely serious. It is plunging U.S. diplomacy into chaos with no one available to take charge. The most immediate problem is the breakdown of continuity in the diplomatic system. Most of these dismissed career ambassadors have served in their host countries for many years, accumulating rich connections on regional experience. Their sudden departure will bring U.S. diplomatic work in multiple countries to a standstill. Even more troublesome is that approximately 80 ambassadorial positions in the U.S. are currently vacant, yet the Trump administration is extremely slow to fill them. Many nominations are still stuck in the Senate. On one hand, a large number of positions remain vacant. On the other hand, serving career ambassadors are being dismissed in batches. It is equivalent to adding insult to injury, drastically weakening U.S. diplomatic presence in many parts of the world. The biggest casualty is U.S. diplomatic credibility. The core of diplomacy lies in stability and trust. If a country replaces its ambassadors one day and changes its policies the next, who would dare to trust its promises? The U.S. diplomatic image is gradually shifting from that of a superpower to a capricious player. The Trump administration's order for 24 career ambassadors to leave their posts is essentially replacing professional competence with political loyalty and hijacking national diplomacy for personal will. Such moves may temporarily consolidate its power and facilitate the smoother implementation of the America First agenda, but in the long run, they are hollowing out the foundation of U.S. diplomacy. In the short term, Trump may feel that his wishes have been fulfilled, the diplomatic system is more obedient, and radical policies can be pushed forward more smoothly. But in the long run, the harmful consequences of such actions will sooner or later surface. when U.S. ambassadorial posts abroad are either occupied by confidants or remain vacant for long periods, and when the international community no longer dares to trust U.S. promises, this hegemony-minus-driven diplomatic gamble